JR needs to get Rebel. What? He needs to date Rebel. He needs to wife up Rebel, and he will stop saying WWE Dynamite.
He won't.
Yes, he will.
He won't.
Rebel will get him right.
He won't.
A box of Blue Chew.
I'm just mad that
JR need to come home.
JR don't need to come home. He needs to get with Rebel. He needs to come home to Rebel.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Kiera Hogan here at Battle Club Pro. May the Queen reign. And tonight I'm wrestling Willow Nightingale. I'm really excited. And don't forget, guys, check out the Jobbertears podcast.
I was like, what is that? Well, welcome to another episode of the Jobbertears podcast. As always, I'm Janelle from HR here with Sir Wilkins. Happy birthday to Mrblacc. His birthday was actually yesterday, but he's celebrating all week long, so he's going to take off today. But we got an amazing substitute in his place. You want to tell the viewers who you are?
Hi, guys. It's Michael Boston.
Are you serious right now?
No, what's going on, everybody? It's my name is Michael Boston. I am one half of Every Dollar Counts. As you can see, everybody's wearing Every Dollar Counts
representing
shirt.
EDC in the
Live
building.
Johnson.
Shout out to Live Johnson.
Shout out to my guy, Live Johnson.
Oh, we should have probably told him to watch.
He probably will.
When it plays back.
Yeah. But no R&B singer.
Extraordinaire.
Grandma Jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2, 2, and
Whole
2.
bunch of
New
stuff.
episode up.
It's a fact. Well, we here to talk some wrestling tonight. Today.
Today. Well, before we get started, once again, so we are joined today by the phenomenal Michael Bostic in the building.
She only ampered me up because she liked me.
Sometimes. No, I like him all the time. But as he said, we're representing EDC today on behalf of him and Live Johnson. So we definitely always support those that support us. So we're going to start that off first. Other than that, let's talk about Fast 9 real quick.
Shit was fire.
So
shit was fire.
So we're going to break it. So we saw it. We went to go see it Monday. And
I saw it Monday too.
Oh, for real?
No, did I see it Monday? I forgot what day I saw, but I think it was Monday.
Oh, really?
I couldn't sleep, so I went to a midnight showing.
Oh, that's why. Well, because he got out of work late, so we went to 9:30. We went to Linton.
Yeah, I went to a midnight showing of it. I was like, I'm gonna go watch it.
Because
I fell asleep twice, but it was 10.
Yeah,
three.
I fell asleep real quick.
He took a cat nap.
Yeah, a little quick, 5 seconds.
I turned over, I was like.
Because it got kind of slow just at that part.
Family.
Yeah, fuck that.
But let's talk about the non-existent heel turn of Jonathan Cena, though. I was actually rather disappointed. I was like,
he did a double turn.
But the heel heat that I think I was looking for, I didn't get. So I was like,
he did his thing.
But I think you were looking for something that they never showed in the first place. They never gave you any type of inkling that he was
he gave that whole the face expression, and it just was it felt forced. And I was just like, damn well you don't look that mean. So
first
don't
of
even
all,
do that.
your ass was bugging. Every time this nigga got on the fucking screen, she's like, Cena, oh my God, Cena. And I'm just like, yo, let's watch the fucking movie.
We were watching the fucking
movie. You know what? When I was watching today with my coworker for no apparent reason, because he was talking about, he was like, yo, did you see the pipe bomb? It was 10th anniversary. I was like, it's not his best one. So then I ended up watching him versus The Rock, that promo he cut. Yeah. Then I was like, yo, you know who cuts a fire promos low key? And then we started talking about Fast 9. I was like, yo, Cena. And I was watching, we were watching Cena versus Roman. I don't know if you remember that face-off, right? Roman looks horrible.
When Cena bodied him.
Yo, that came on the other day, actually. It was just randomly came on that whole fucking exchange. And I was just like, yo, Roman looks so out of place. Out of place.
He looks so, my boy pointed it out, and I saw it too. He looks so manufactured.
Right.
I am a robot.
Yeah, it wasn't authentic. It wasn't authentic at all. He didn't look like you. It's crazy. You see the evolution to him today, and you're like, holy shit, this is what he should have been before.
Right.
But it was just funny. And Josh was eating him alive. It was lunch. It was lunch. It was it reminded me for the music heads here. It was like when Lil Baby got on the track with Drake. And then Lil Baby ate Drake alive. We're like, isn't this supposed to be the man?
Right.
Oh, damn.
That's a fact. No, he definitely was out of place.
It was really bad.
Yeah, it was.
It was
bad.
really.
So that's why I think now, like when Cena's ready and he comes back, and you get Roman Cena too. I think it'll be worth the while to see the going back and forth, and then also the sprinkles of Heyman and things like that. Like I think that'll be really, really exciting to see. But no, Fast 9 was cool. It definitely was. Like, it didn't feel like 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Cardi B was in it. I like that.
Yeah.
I like the was that the UFC guy? The black dude that was in the car fighting, in the truck fighting.
I have no idea.
It was the big black dude.
I know who you're talking about.
I think he's the UFC champion or some shit.
I didn't check. I didn't.
They love UFC at all.
Yeah.
Well, because they low-key can do their own stunts, so they can. That lessens a budget. That's a budget line item, I think, at that point. But no, Fast 9. If you haven't already gone seen it, please go out to see it. It was dope. I think, and I love the fact. Try not to spoil it, but I just love how it connected all the previous ones.
I think that's what the purpose of the movie was, to connect everything. Like it kind of pretty much like connected all them loose ends.
Yeah.
From like all the other movies, like it kind of just put everything together, and now it could start its like own contained story for the next 2 movies.
So like even like I marked out when I saw old boy from Tokyo Drift. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, he about 100 pounds
Even though
lighter,
they really
but
did not explain how he escaped that car crash.
It was the worst explanation ever.
Ever.
And then because you saw him die.
Right.
I mean,
you saw, like, there was no way in that amount of time.
Because the car blew up, right?
The car blew up.
That he threw the fire, that Jason Statham threw the fire, and the car blew up. There was no way that he got out of the car that fast.
But see, that's the thing about, like, cuts and how things are angled. Like, that whole time, like, when you saw him dangling, and then the camera went to Jason, and then he dropped it. In that, like, even if it was like 5-10 seconds, you can definitely pull somebody out.
In Tokyo Drift, you literally saw the whites in his eyes before that thing blew up. So I just can't go for that. Like,
I'm not going for it either. I'm not going for it either.
Upside down in the car with tears in his eyes, knowing he's about to go. Like, no, they tried it.
What if it's a twin?
They tried it. No, I think what they tried to say was, like, they flipped a dummy or something, or they pulled them out in time or whatever. I don't know.
They teleported.
But that was like,
So before we went to go see it, I definitely told him, I was like, yo, how crazy would it be if they did a scene, like even if it was a split second, of Rock and Cena? I said, they missed the mark.
They really missed an opportunity.
They missed an opportunity.
They really missed an
The
opportunity.
Rock doesn't fuck with Tyrese and Vin Diesel.
No, he fucks with Tyrese now.
No, he said they
he fucks with Tyrese
now.
He doesn't really fuck with Vin Diesel. They're cordial, but I don't think they want to work together.
I think it's because, and this is just my opinion, I think The Rock is like a mega alpha guy. So I think him coming in and then Vin Diesel being the guy that he is, because at this point, this is Vin Diesel's like franchise, correct?
Right,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So I think Vin Diesel probably was like, yo, I gave you this opportunity to be on the franchise and shit. Give or take, I don't know how much of opportunity he actually was involved in it.
Right.
And then now you act like you bigger than the franchise, making your whole
Because you got a whole nother
your
set.
side story with Jason Statham and shit.
But their problem was stemmed way before that, though. Their
Really?
beef, yeah. Really? It was when they made. It wasn't 5. It was 6.
Because he liked the
It was
like
6
franchise.
or-
So that's really why we went.
7 was the one. 7 was the one where they had that electro. 7 was the one they had that electro man. If you notice, they don't do scenes together. There's no scene in that movie with them two together.
But the thing about it, I just can't picture The Rock being the problem.
Well, what according
Maybe
a little bit biased.
it is biased.
Yeah,
according to
a
Vin
little
Diesel, though, The Rock came in and tried to run shit.
Which makes sense.
Which makes
right.
Like I said,
because of the person that he is.
Correct.
The Rock said, "Well, he's probably on some I don't like the way this is running. We should do it this way." Or I don't. Or at least with his character, he's like, "Yo, I want my character to be this." Because the person who was supposed to originally play his character was Tommy Lee Jones.
absolutely not.
Right.
Absolutely
so it was like,
not.
That's who was originally supposed to play the character of Hobbs. So it was like he's now in control of that character. That's why they did the side movie. Tyrese had the beef because the side movie
Pushed back 9.
Pushed back 9. Right.
And it stopped the check.
It
So
stopped
it
his
stopped
money.
the check.
Right. It stopped his money. But
That nigga
Vin
put his
Diesel,
dick on the
it was the
table.
alpha male shit with Vin and them. That's why.
So
that
Dwayne
didn't
put
work.
his dick on the table and said,
Absolutely.
"Got you, bitch."
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but the thing is though, you can't you have to understand that's just who the guy is. But at the same time, The Rock should have been like, yo, this is not my franchise.
Right.
I'm just going to chill. But him acting that way, he got a side movie.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know.
The only reason why they even did the side movies is because him and Vin Diesel couldn't get along. Because I guarantee you, if they were fine, he would have been in Fast 9. Both of them niggas would have been, even though he was, what's his name was at the end.
He was at the end, but they're doing the part 10 is going to be part 1 and 2.
Right.
So it's going to be a 2-part. So The Rock might show up, but The Rock be acting up.
He's wilding.
Because that's what CM Punk had a problem with it.
Right.
So when The Rock came back originally, when he came to CM Punk was like, all right, so we're going to do this. And The Rock was like, nah, CM Punk was like, we're not doing nothing you say.
Right.
We're not doing that. This is what we're doing, all right? I see CM Punk is actually don't give a fuck.
Right.
That's hilarious, though. But, so once again, everyone that hasn't seen Fast 9, go out and see it. I think it's worth the shot. I mean, some people, because it was crazy, because leading up to when we went to go see it, like, no one was talking about it. Because that's why I was tight. I was like, yo, we got to go see it ASAP before people start talking about it.
Nobody was talking. That's what scared me. Nobody talked about it.
But it did so well in the box office, right?
Really?
Yeah, it actually was the most... I think revenue they had for like the franchise. I think.
Really?
Yeah, it
the
did
last one made
$1
billion.
It did very well in the movie.
Really?
Yo, they made too much money because the special effects were wild in this movie.
Yo, listen, when the nigga caught the tire with the fucking bridge.
Yeah, the
cord.
cord.
The cord.
Yeah.
And then some Batman shit across the thing.
Yeah, I was like, no.
And this nigga was calm, cool, and collected the whole time. Here go Letty like this.
I would have been the same way.
Here she go like holding back, and this nigga's straight up. And I was just like, yo, did I knock something out? No. Okay.
You didn't knock it out.
Okay.
I don't know why it's there. It typically is on the table.
On the table.
So that's what throws me off. I'm like, the fuck?
Okay.
Oh, but if you mess with something,
but nah, Vin Diesel was OD. The whole movie, stoic.
That shit right there.
These niggas was in space.
Threw me off. Yeah, the space shit threw me off.
I'm okay with this.
No, I was fine with it.
I
was okay.
He's
I was
like,
okay.
I heard they're gonna try to put do Jurassic Park crossover.
Right, yeah, they was talking about a Jurassic World crossover.
Why the fuck
I don't think that's gonna happen. I just
dinosaurs?
Why not?
Oh my god.
These niggas are the Avengers.
They really are.
Now when Tyreek said that shit, I was like, he has a point, because it's definitely the submarine shit. They definitely should have died.
Because that part was funny. He was like, yo, we ain't dying. We invincible. Some shit like that he said in the movie.
But I couldn't even be mad at him. I was just like, you know what? He's
like, these niggas said not a scratch on me. I'm like,
yeah, because that scene where he got all them niggas was shooting at him and he didn't get shot. I was just like, that's impossible.
These niggas don't break a sweat.
That's impossible. But all right, enough about Fast 9. We've gotten that out of the way, because he was talking about me like a dog on Twitter. So I was like, oh my god, let me defend myself.
There's no defending that.
Because I love Jonathan Cena, so I'm gonna mark out if I can. Let's start off with this hot take that he had a week ago. Me and this one was talking, and he said Jeff Hardy is the black Kofi Kingston.
No, I said Kofi Kingston is the black Jeff Hardy.
Oh my god, same thing. So
It's not disrespectful.
No, listen.
Okay.
I fucking love Kofi. I don't want nobody to get that twisted.
So I wanted
fucking
him.
love
So when he
Kofi.
said it, I was just like, oh my god, this is probably the hottest take I've heard in a while. So we have to talk about it when you come on the show, because
Why
I
do
was
you
like,
think that?
so I'm gonna let him break
All
it
right.
down.
Both Jeff and Kofi are great wrestlers.
Minus the drugs and alcohol.
Minus
we're
the
gonna,
drugs
we're gonna
and
take
alcohol.
that out of the
Minus
equation.
we're not gonna go because we know that's not.
Because
but
Kofi not that doesn't.
They're
ride
both
that way.
they're both pretty decent in the ring. They're both big spot guys. These niggas like to jump from the top of wherever they could jump from and fucking land on somebody. And neither one of them can fucking really talk on the mic. Actually, Kofi was good on Monday. When he was stepping over MVP and was talking that shit, I was like, oh, this is what I said. I take everything back.
I think you have a case, but I just really don't like Jeff. I've never
was a Jeff Hardy fan.
Jeff, to me, and this is just my
and
personal.
your cousin came at me about that too. Actually,
What?
Everybody comes.
Jay had posted something about Jeff Hardy, and I was just like, yeah, nah, I'm not here for it.
Jeff Hardy is trash.
Yes.
Jeff Hardy is trash.
I don't understand what Vince saw in him.
I'm not saying that Kofi is trash. I'm just saying they're very similar.
They are. With your take, you can understand that they're very
Right.
similar, but I don't think Jeff Hardy's that good.
No,
I don't think he's great on the mic.
Absolutely not.
I don't think he can really wrestle that well. Besides, like,
he's okay.
He does more spots.
Yeah, he does. He's a spot guy.
But the thing about even his spots on that, like,
not anymore.
If you look back, like really look back, right to his like his heyday, it was done on top of like it wasn't a spot like a flip in the ring or stuff. It was like some shit on top of a ladder, on top of a table or something like that.
Swanton off the top of something.
That's why it was like, yo, he's so crazy. No, he's just putting his body. He was doing backyard wrestling on WWE.
On WWE. Facts.
So that's why people were like, yo, this shit is crazy. No, it's not.
It's not
he can't talk on the mic.
No.
And like, I do not understand why Vince gave him the title
at all.
And he wasn't responsible with the title anyway.
I think he gave him the title because he was fucking over his shit. It was Jeff fucking Hardy.
But if every time we give the title to someone that's over, how does that make sense? Like make that make sense to me.
Jeff, black people like Jeff.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
But maybe because he didn't fit in, and black people don't fit in.
He's the different, he's the unique unicorn. So we can fuck with him. But it's just like, no, I never even if you go back to even like the Matt Hardy like version 1, like all that, I would heavenly prefer Matt Hardy over Jeff Hardy.
Maybe he didn't like. I don't think Vince probably didn't think Matt was cute.
He didn't have a look to him. That was the only thing. Like Jeff was, and it was the same.
Matt was boring,
and
though.
No.
Matt was boring to me back then. Like even that version 1 shit.
That shit was hilarious.
That shit used to get on my fucking nerves.
You know what it is for me? I enjoy Matt be able to recreate himself multiple times.
Right, no.
And he can low-key talk on the mic even with his thick ass North Carolina, North Carolina accent.
Facts.
Like he gets
right.
over. But okay, this is what it is. Jeff has that magic about him.
Right.
But he doesn't know how to take the magic and make a magic show.
Right. He can't translate.
But
it's like having dust and then just going.
Yeah, but you can't. You can't create that magic. Even if he doesn't really use the magic,
right.
It's still there.
Right.
And he does bring people to him. I don't think he's that great, but he deserved whatever things he get. And but also we also got to understand, what if Jeff was actually sober his career? Would he have been a better wrestler and a better title holder? That's
I don't think so.
That's the real conversation.
I don't think so
Because the majority of his career he was.
Because look, even let's even take it a step and go with
Would
Jeff,
that have made him a better talker though?
With HBK.
He can't talk.
Let's go back to even HBK when we talked about it. Was it either last week or that week before that when we were talking about HBK?
Which HBK?
And that's the thing though. Like thinking back in the 90s, if HBK wasn't on that stuff and wasn't high and drunk all the time, would he have still been the showstopper? Would he still been the Heartbreak Kid?
So the question is that Queese Johnson said, what if Marty Jannetty wasn't on drugs all the time?
This nigga and Marty Jannetty, let that go. Like, let that shit go, okay? I done seen that nigga drunk personally.
He has demons. I think...
And it's not a shade. Everyone has things that they overcome, things that are issues and things of that nature. But Marty Jannetty, like I said to him, Marty Jannetty didn't have it. Like, he wasn't... he definitely wasn't a talker on the mic. In-ring, yes. In-ring at the beginning was even a smidge better than Michaels, and that was that.
So who's better, Christian or Edge? Because we're talking about tag teams.
Wrestler?
We're just going to say who's
Christian.
Just in general.
Christian.
Just in general. Who's better, Christian or Edge?
Christian.
Wrestling wise?
No, I'm talking about
general.
overall.
Overall,
just the overall package, everything. Because
I think
we're going. Let's go down the list. Let's go down the list.
I think Edge just had the look.
So if we're gonna be honest,
was better.
Christian was better.
Yeah, Edge just had the look.
Like when you ask that, I always go with what am I gonna say first? Like what's my first reaction whenever you say things like that? And when you ask that question, I was like Christian, and I was like, wait, I like what kind of way? Because Edge was the better superstar.
I don't want a star. I want a superstar. Right. So Edge was better. So then you prove the point. Edge is technically better.
Yes, but
Edge, he just had the look. He had the look.
But so okay then.
I just think.
Is it the look or he had the it factor?
On this day, he had the it factor.
Yeah, no, I could give you the it factor for that.
But the thing was, because
Christian
was hard.
didn't have it.
It's the concept of being the small fish in the big pond. And I think for Christian, he was that small fish in the big pond. Like Edge was probably the piranha. He was the bigger fish in the bigger pond. So that's why he was able to swim and be able to and be better. But when Christian was on Impact, that nigga was lit. Like you couldn't tell him anything.
So then it goes down to booking. So supposedly Gangrel was on he did some shoot interview, and he was talking about the Brood, and he had said that. When the Brood you're right.
That's right.
When the Brood had started, the goal was Edge. The goal was we're gonna push Edge to the top
from the beginning.
From the beginning,
but you can kind of see it because he was the first one they showed in the Raptors. He was the first one, and then Christian came before, like after that.
Yeah.
So you can see the pieces. Yeah, I guess when you look back, you can see that.
But I think so. It's to go back to this. I think when you look at those two tag teams. That it factor plays a major part. Because, yes, technically speaking, Christian's better in the ring.
Yes.
Technically speaking, Christian probably has a better look, especially now. He looks better now.
Now, yeah.
Definitely.
Can't do
yeah.
much.
3, he probably talks better on the mic than Edge. Or or they're about the same.
I would say Edge is better.
But you can give us, but the thing is, it's entertainment.
Right.
It's who has the it factor.
Right.
It's like going back to music. Let's say you have an artist, right? You can sing, you can dance, you can play every fucking instrument, you can songwrite, all this other shit.
Yeah.
But for some reason, you can't make it. What is it? Some people just have that it factor that makes them a superstar.
Mm-hmm.
And some people just made to be a star of what it is. Now, let's go another tag team.
But I think and that's the kind of gift and a curse of whenever you have a stable, whenever you have a tag team, there's always going to be that one standout. And
which is nothing wrong with that.
But that's just like when previously people have said, when you look at Street Profits, who are, according to WWE and their greatest tag team of all time, no, that's New Day. But Street Profits was like 30 or something. And I was just like, oh, okay. They were like 33 or something. And I was like, oh, okay. But Street Profits, for example, which one of the two is going to be the breakout star?
Well, we all know it's going to be Montez.
Exactly, though. But that's what, like, you can literally.
But it's not. But the thing about it, I don't think it's even about movesets. Montez just stands the fuck out, like you said. Just stands out.
So go with another one. The number one tag team, greatest tag team of all time is New Day.
Right.
I don't think nobody stands out.
Correct.
Right.
That's where
I don't think nobody stands out.
That's where it's unique.
I think that's why they separated Big E from them. But they were trying to make him bigger.
But that's where the unique comes in. It's like I don't think any of them stands out.
No. But
is weird.
It's one of those rare instances where they gel tremendously well together. Right. And it's on this weird thing where they're like a puzzle and they just fit like perfectly together.
But then
and they make mad money.
Hella money. But then it's like, so they had essentially put Kofi as, I guess, the standout because they had put the title on him. They could have did it to any one of them niggas. And they chose
Well, the story goes, The Rock chose it, so it was Kofi.
Right. When she told me that shit yesterday, I fucking.
I told her that yesterday.
The Rock said Kofi was over.
She just said.
But it makes sense.
It does.
Yo, he was stuck when I told him.
Stuck when I was sitting there like.
But the thing about it, why? Because look back at that time.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at it, Kofi had been in the E longer in general.
Right.
He always had a following, and New Day just kind of they started putting him in singles matches.
Right.
So, and the thing about it is like you said, he has these spots.
Right.
It gets motherfuckers over.
A lot of niggas wasn't really fucking with Kofi until he started doing all the crazy shit
at the Rumble.
At the Rumble.
Yeah.
That shit was on World Star. Every year he was doing this shit would be on World Star. He had his shit reached out different places.
Yeah, he was the star, but I think they always wanted Big E to be that guy.
Right.
Yeah, because he had the look. He's the bigger guy.
I think
that's the Vince look.
I think Vince wanted him to be. Supposedly the rumor was they had to choose between. Supposedly, I don't know how true this is. That's the rumor between Roman and Big E as the next big push.
I heard that. I remember. I heard that.
And Vince wanted Big E, and this is why niggas be like, "Yo, Vince is mad racist."
No, but listen, they gotta. Okay.
That's why I be like, yo, I just think he's just old and just misunderstood.
I just think he has different views.
Yeah.
Right.
Because like for you to just totally pay off for Jimmy Snuka, who clearly ain't white, who got off murder.
Well, he was making the money. So let's put
but
it
still, it was still.
Yeah. But
He'll hold that
it was like you said, like you heard it too, where they were supposed to push Big E. But then Michael Hayes was like, nah, it's Roman.
Roman, right.
We were going to talk about the racists. Who that is. Well, that is that. Survey says.
Motherfuckers walking around here with a Confederate flag.
Yeah.
Woo, I'm sexy, bitch.
Fuck out of here.
Yo, what Mania was it when they had that gimmick Royal Rumble, that Rumble match? Oh, fuck, was it 20? Or something, and he had came out with that shit on, and I was just like, "That ain't it.
Yeah,
that ain't it, bro."
Well, you know,
exactly.
It's one of those guys. But yeah, so nobody stands out. You think they deserve to be number one? I think they do.
So okay, let's go with the top 5. Would you ended up bringing? Who was number 5? I feel like it was like Dudley. It was funny because Dudley's, Edge and Christian, and Hardy's were all in the top 5. I just don't know what place. I think Dudley's were 5.
Hold on.
Edge and Christian was 4. Heart Foundation was 3.
I don't know why they put the Heart Foundation so high.
Edge, because if you watch Bret Hart's biography, you'll understand why. I didn't get it. If I didn't watch that,
why?
So I think because of at the time they were the hottest tag team. At that time, and like you're talking about like mid late 80s, they were it. Like Jimmy Hart was saying, they were going from city to city, and people were flocking to them. They were they were winning matches. They held the titles. I don't know how many days, but they held the titles for a good chunk of time.
Mm-hmm.
Like Heart Foundation in top 5 made sense. LOD not being in top 5 is what bothered me. It was not about New Day being number 1, where people were like, LOD should have been number 1.
So this is my thing. So the list is the top 5 is number 5 is the Dudley Boys. Yeah. Number 4 Edge and Christian. Number 3 the Heart Foundation. Number 2 the Hardy Boys, and number 1 is the New Day.
Right.
That sounds fine to me.
That sounds perfectly fine to me. The only thing, I would low-key switch Heart Foundation with Edge and Christian, but now that you said what you just said, I'm okay where they're at.
Yeah. No, yeah, like I highly
from what you just said right now.
Anyone watching, I highly recommend, whether you like Bret or you don't, watch Bret Hart's biography on A&E because it breaks down. I know. It breaks down not only Bret. It's a different side of Bret's career that I think we haven't seen, because they talk to more brothers and sisters, because it's like 8,000 of them, right. And then also too they go into a deeper of when that time of when they entered WWE, because that I totally forgot that was the agreement when Vince bought Stampede, was that basically Bret's dad Stu was basically like, listen, you can have the company by all means, whatever you want to do. I said, but what you're going to do is you're going to hire my sons and my sons-in-laws. And that's how they got into the business, essentially.
That's what you put my mans on.
Yeah, that's weight. So they got into the business, and then basically that's when like the Heart Foundation became a thing. But they were red hot. Like literally in the biography, they were saying like all the fan mail, and this is essentially why it's so important. Like as fans, I think fans sometimes don't know how much power they really have. Literally, Vince said all the fan mail we were getting were for Bret. Like Bret would come with bags and bags of letters, like getting sent to Connecticut, like literally. And so, but they were they were hot, like at that time.
I'm okay with it,
but I'm not okay with LOD not being top 5.
No, but the thing about it, you're talking
that
about
part,
but let's really think. Let's just keep it WWE because it's a WWE list,
right?
Edge, Christian, and the Hardys.
They transcended tag teams.
Point blank. So you have to be in the top 5.
Team, right.
So you can't take them off, because the thing about it, they have a pay-per-view from their match.
Right. TLC.
Like TLC 1 and 2.
It's
classics.
No, I get that.
But you also got to understand, all of them, Edge and Christian, Dudley's, and the Hardys, they always, not Edge and Christian, I apologize, because they didn't have a second run. The Hardy Boys and Dudley's had a second run,
right.
And they still killed.
Right.
LOD didn't have a second run.
Yes, they did.
It didn't work out.
It wasn't.
It was trash.
It wasn't good.
But it didn't mean they didn't have a second run. That's
not
true.
Huh?
That's not true.
That second one was horrible.
No, so don't count when whatchamacallit Draws was a part of LOD 2000. That's not the second kicking that I'm talking about, that I think of. I think about when it was LOD versus New Age Outlaws. That was their second push to me.
And how long did that last?
I mean, it still was successful. It still happened.
So it was like
Don't
2
do
days.
that.
It was one,
Don't do that.
one episode.
Like
I
one
want to
episode.
know what place they are now that I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
Oh, they were 6.
yeah.
That's okay.
That's
And
okay.
Usos was 7. New Age Outlaws was 8. Brothers of Destruction was number 9. Okay.
What's
I
wrong
don't
with that?
understand why that's bad.
Because then, I guess, like,
They don't niggas dominated, bro. Like,
Yo,
niggas paid to see.
They went through multiple runs and different
Right.
types of Undertakers, and they
and different
killed.
types of cage.
Yeah, like you can't deny
And held
that.
titles.
Number-
And niggas couldn't fuck with them.
and number 10 was the British Bulldogs, which, once again, if you watch Brett's documentary, it makes sense. That I can see.
Yeah.
And then Mega Powers was 13. Arkansas Connection was 16. Steiner Brothers was 17. That's really good that they were on there.
Harlem Heat's on there? No, right?
Nah, because
No,
they didn't
'cause
have
they never
a run.
won.
They never had a WWE
They never
run.
won the
I thought they would,
WWE
like,
tag
Gave it to
team.
them, yeah.
No,
merged it
because
together.
so if you watch it, so anyone that hasn't seen it, it is on Peacock, where they go through the top 50 greatest tag teams. At the first episode, and it's irony because now they don't work for the company no more. Tyler Breeze and Fandango are the hosts,
Yeah.
and they basically tell the criteria of the list. So one of them is they had to have won the WWE or WWF tag team title. So Harlem Heat wouldn't have been qualified for that. But I mean, overall, the list.
The list was good. The list,
It
it
was
made
it wasn't bad.
because New Day's 11-time champions.
Yeah, they got
In this short span of time. It
Yeah,
really,
and they-
it's
and they-
been, what, 10?
Undisputed Era is right in front of DX.
Yes.
Woo. Okay. So yeah, they had them back to back. They had the Shield at 22, DX 21, and 20 was Undisputed Era.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This whole list is perfectly fine. And I don't know what people are mad
I
about.
think people just, the LOD thing just had people pissed off. Like,
Yeah, because to me, that's my greatest
LOD
tag team.
cannot be above three tag teams.
people
who-
wanted them to be number one. That was
Yeah.
what was
How do you
crazy.
make them number one if literally New Day had the title, I think it's the Raw title, for 435
No,
days?
I'm just saying, if there is a certain criteria and New Day fulfills all of that, then yes, number one. I
I
could
think
go
LOD
either
was
which
nostalgia
way.
for people. I think
I
that's all it was.
just for
nostalgia.
me personally,
Right.
I
LOD
get you.
is my number one tag.
No.
team.
That's your era. That's what you listen
That's
to
what-
fuck with.
listen,
That's
the-
why. It makes sense.
5 is perfectly the way they're supposed to
So
be.
wait, so your favorite tag team is New Day of all time?
As of right now, honestly, my favorite tag team was low-key the Dudleys.
Okay,
But New Day,
I actually like Dudley's more in ECW than I do
but
in WWE.
but New Day was
That's a different conversation.
New Day. You have to understand, like, the quality of matches New Day has had
Oh,
over.
we always talk about how underrated and underappreciated fucking Xavier Woods is.
Sure.
We always talk about that.
But the bangers that they put together in the ring was just like they have classic matches, especially with the Usos.
Usos, yeah.
Yeah.
And Usos was what, 7, I said? So,
Yeah,
Which
but
is-
it's like they're a different breed, and people was like, well, they're 3 people. I was like, they got the
Yeah,
The
that,
free bird rule.
That
Who cares?
that's where it gets kind of tricky
Who
because you're
cares?
like, a
Who
tag
cares?
team is 2 people.
no. Who cares?
But when they put Undisputed Era on, I was like, oh, they really didn't give a fuck. They was just like, oh, well. Fuck
Half
whoever,
of-
whatever
wait,
2 gets
half
in the
of
ring.
the time when the New Day tagged, Xavier was hurt. There was really only 2 of them. It was really like Xavier Woods stayed hurt. And he was outside with fucking
Yo, that's
Lucille. It was
my
like, fuck,
guy.
nah, come on, bro.
Bro, it was
But
it was
he's-
435.
he's-
435 days as champions. And 11
Yeah, because they
times.
beat Demolition's
Yeah, and-
record. So that.
And then they were 11-time champions. 11-time champions. That's a whole.
When you break down the accolades, then yes, like New Day definitely is positioned, I think, in the right
And then
place.
Hardy's
for
should be second. I
overall.
think they have the second most
Yeah, I
probably.
think they have like 9 or 10.
9 or
something like that.
10, and then they've
That's what
Yeah.
Matt Hardy said that.
Yeah,
Like, when he was
talking
like,
shit.
It was like, yeah, it was like he was talking shit. He was talking like 10. or
But then
something
you
like that.
also got to think about this. What makes them even though this doesn't fulfill like the qualifications, look at what they've done individually.
Oh, absolutely. I think inside and outside of the ring too.
The only ones on that list that you really can't say done anything on the top 5, done anything individually is probably like the Dudleys. But the top 4 is like decorated across.
Yeah, like Edge wasn't he the first Money in the Bank winner?
Christian was ECW title.
Yeah. Jeff's been WWE champion.
Matt's been ECW champion.
ECW. Yeah. So I mean, separately and together, yes. But for me, what puts New Day really even over LOD, because LOD's my favorite, is just the level of transcending they've been able to do, like as a culture, as a tag team, as figures in and outside of the ring, like in the video game world, and being able to really bring that in to WWE land, like Up, Down, Down, which is low-key one of my favorite channels to watch on YouTube.
They have a pay-per-view named after from 3 guys who killed themselves. They killed themselves for a pay-per-view that didn't be named after them.
I know.
These 3 are one of the greatest tag teams of all time.
No,
Low-key, Edge and Christian don't got like the most accolades out of all 5.
Right.
It's not that crazy just as a tag team. But
the impact is crazy though.
The impact is wild.
Well, yeah. Sometimes the impact outweighs the frequency.
Yeah.
You gotta kind of think about who has only like one. Like think about it how many times has Mick Foley been like WWE champion?
I think like twice or once.
3.
Three.
I think 3.
It's been like this match.
It's
either
under
2
5.
or 3. It's either 2 or 3.
It's under 5, but every time that nigga's not won that title has been very impactful. Like even the first time he won it.
Right.
That him winning the title broke the Monday Night Wars.
Oh yeah.
Period. So it sometimes isn't always.
Hold up.
Yeah, mind you, they fucking snitched on Nitro.
And niggas just said, "I am going to go watch.
I'm still going to go watch this
because this shit over here is not working out."
Oh,
3 times.
Yeah, I said 3.
I don't think it was that many. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like in terms of the 3 times, though, I definitely can count for that. His first time was probably the most impactful title win that he had in his career. Because it just changed the game low key, and everyone just was like, "Oh shit!" Like now we got to tune in every week and not watch Nitro, and then that's when that dissolved into that. But let's move on from the tags. Wait, what's your favorite tag team? I'm sorry.
Favorite tag team? Probably low-key Edge and Christian. Me and Will always used to go at it. My brother, we always used to go at it because he loved the Hardy Boys, and I wasn't for the flying around antics and shit of Jeff Hardy, and Matt was boring. But
and Lita
Christian,
was
like
wearing,
we said, Christian always had that thing, and I thought Edge was funny. You know what I'm saying? With Christian, their comedy was crazy. The 5-second pose and shit.
Yo,
that shit was funny.
Was hilarious. The shit they used to do with Kurt.
And that shit, and they couldn't, and the Hardy Boys couldn't pull that off.
Speaking about Kurt, this
nigga, yo,
no, no, I can't believe you was about to put that on me. This one over here, he gets in dark hole spells of videos and random shit. Yesterday, he sent me a video of fucking Kurt Angle on a horse.
He was a cop. It's some movie, and he pulled up on a drive-through on a horse.
And I think it was like a Taco Bell.
It was some wild shit. This shit was hilarious.
I was, you know what's funny?
What?
Kurt really loves wrestling.
Yeah.
And I think he can't do nothing else but wrestle. Cause I was watching. Remember the video I was watching with Cena and Roman, right? Because Kurt was like
Kurt
the
General Manager?
Yeah, right.
So if you look at the back, Kurt is like
dying.
Like he's
dying.
Yeah. You say that, Cena, like he was a fan in the moment,
right?
And I don't think he could do anything else. So when you mentioned the horse, I'm picturing like him looking so out of place.
Yeah, that shit was wild.
It was beyond me.
Shit was
so he
funny
sent
as
me
fuck,
that,
though.
but it was so funny.
Shit was
like,
funny.
Remember when he came out with the shield during Great
That
Balls
shit
of
was
Fire?
wild.
That shit was funny as fuck too.
Yo,
that I cannot with him. That's
why did they do that to him?
I loved every bit of it because he was like, yo, he's really excited.
Yo, he was hyped.
He
was like,
played
this
the
is
part.
like, yo, nigga, I'm part of the fucking Shield. Like, yo, he loved that
I can't.
shit.
Then him and Austin with the guitar and singing and cowboy.
Yeah.
It's like, yo,
Fucking
Kurt
great
had
moments.
some moments.
Somebody had put this online. There was like his TNA run was better than his WWE run.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
His
It
shit
was longer.
It was like
Off rip.
The nigga ain't feel no pain, and he was taking painkillers. The nigga do whatever the fuck he wanted to.
Oh, Perk Angle?
Perk Angle, that's what I said. That nigga was suited the whole time. That nigga could do whatever the fuck. He was Superman. Fuck.
He kept saying, "Nah, I wasn't." You
fuck out of here,
lying,
nigga.
boy.
Like you ain't gotta lie. Like you ain't gotta lie.
That's why Vince was like, he needs to get
Your
some help.
Yeah, your motherfucking ass went to the Vince office and tried to fight him because your ass was in
me.
pain and you wanted time off, nigga. Don't tell me. Your ass wasn't in TNA perked up, nigga. I know.
That part gets to me every time. Like you haven't watched the 24, so like right around when he went, because that's the Hall of Fame that I went to.
Yeah.
When he got inducted in Orlando, and the Dr. 24 on Peacock probably. Is when you see the introduction, like when him and Vince see each other, and then Vince gives the whole like I need a minute. So that's how you be like, oh shit, like Vince really be caring, like Vince really be on something like, yo, I really want the best for you. But
I had tweeted about that. I was like, I think Vince not having his dad plays a factor in like the way he leads, because I think Vince was like a fucked up kid too, like he went through a lot, and I think he has a soft spot for like the fucked up wrestlers.
Yeah.
And the ones who are like crazy. Like
or just the ones that aren't, at the top. Or that he has to, the ones that he don't have to worry about, I don't think he really like worries about. But like.
But I think that's a bad thing though.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always, mad long ago, I used to work at this spot. And one of the old heads, the old heads be trying to talk to you about like, how to move in life.
Yeah, facts.
And I always remember he said, if the boss, if you ain't in the boss's face, I was like,
that's you.
I was like, if you ain't in the boss's face, they don't care about you.
That's a fact.
Like if you ain't putting up like, if it's a performance-based job and you ain't putting up crazy numbers, and yet you still, and let's say you're not putting up crazy numbers, and the bosses know who you are, you're easily disposable.
Facts.
Because look at people who got released.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at a couple people, you probably like, you can argue like, yo, whatever, because their contract was probably too big. Mm-hmm. But they weren't Vince's main mans.
Nah, they wasn't chilling with him in Connecticut.
Like, if I ever get a chance to wrestle for WWE, and Vince is still alive, boy, I'm in that nigga's office every day. So what we doing? I'm coming with ideas every day. Every day. Yo, I heard you eat steak burritos after 12 o'clock. Got yourself a steak burrito. Eat this. But yeah, I think Rico Haiti should be my next gimmick.
Are you serious right now?
I want to bring out a band when I go to WrestleMania.
So I honestly, they missed the mark for Apollo because I thought that's what they were gonna do for Apollo.
I was mad about that.
And I really was like, damn. I was sitting there. I was like, damn. They missed the mark on that one. Because Apollo having the whole African drum crew.
Should have been fine.
Oh, and he won. Oh, that would have definitely took us to another level. But niggas, niggas don't be thinking. And it'd be upset.
Perk Angle.
Did you not say that the other day?
He was perked. He was perked the fuck up.
Did. That nigga felt no pain.
No pain, but Jordan numbers. Jordan numbers in TNA, son. When somebody posted that, I was like, that Perk Angle was Jordan with the 6 championships.
Yeah. He did his thing in like TNA, like for real, like
Roids, Percocets. Looking good.
Looking good and feeling
And I remember
good.
I bumped into him. I think this was his downfall too. There's a diner on 34th Street, like right across the street from the movie theater.
The CBS,
okay. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
I think he was doing a signing that day, whatever. This is years ago. I think I still got his number in my phone.
That's sus.
He gave it to me.
You ain't used it yet.
At the time, we were doing something else. We were between.
We were in between gigs?
Yeah, we were in between.
Okay.
So I think he texted me back about hosting a viewing party, but the number was outlandish.
What was the number?
That shit was a car note. Like the down payment on the car. It was if I can find the number, I'll pull it up.
G's?
It was wild. It was a wild number.
Wow.
So
no.
I walk in and I'm walking. I don't know. I'm heading home. I gotta catch the train. And I turn to my left. I look inside. I look inside the fucking restaurant window. It's Kurt Angle just chilling, just slouched. And Sam Roberts is with him.
Lord.
Sam Roberts when he had the hair.
Right.
And Sam Roberts is talking to him, and I rushed inside. I'm a nigga. I'm a marker nigga. I rushed in. And I'm standing right.
Mark nigga.
I'm standing right behind Sam Roberts. Sam Roberts see this big ass black guy behind him. He was like, "All right, Kurt, I'll talk to you later." And then he walks out. I was like, "Yo, Kurt, what up? Yo, you good?"
Walked up to that nigga and said, "What up?"
I do not give a fuck. I got more
Yeah,
manners now.
Yeah.
But I was like, "Yo, what up?" He was like, "Yo, hey, what's up?" Zooted.
Burnt.
Zooted. And he was just like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yo, you ever thought about doing like podcasts or like hosting a viewing party?" He was like, "Yeah, here's my number. Take it down. We'll talk."
Wow.
I did text him like 2 days later. Price was too high. But I think I'm going to try to text him tonight.
Moral of the story is text that nigga tonight.
I'm going to text him right now, see what's going on.
SummerSlam's coming up.
See what's
what
poppin'.
you doing?
That nigga was zooted.
Man, you know he's going to be at WrestleCade. So I'm
hugging
excited.
him.
Yeah.
He said I'm going to hug that.
No, I am. Like, there's certain people that I still left on my list, and I'm just like, yo, I gotta do it.
He low-key mad about people calling him Perk Kurt.
I would be too. Shit.
I mean, you don't want to be known as that, though. But,
Right.
I mean, it is what it is. Like, you think people
You
want
got to
to...
embrace that shit.
I mean, but people ain't walking around calling Scott Hall an alcoholic, so...
Not to his face. Not to his face. Not to his face.
Like, no one's walking up to Jake the Snake like, druggy. You telling me you gonna meet Jake and be like, what up, druggy? No. You're not gonna do that.
They're not going to call him Perk Angle to his face.
Nah, I don't have the number no more. But I thought I did.
Oh, damn.
I
Well,
texted
Kurt,
him.
if you listening, if anything,
Kurt,
hit us up.
we won't call you Perk.
His booking fee must be wow.
Yeah.
He a Hall of Famer now.
He's probably on a Legends contract like, oh, if you have not already listened to
It's not up yet.
Oh, it's
part
not.
of the 3-pack. So
Okay,
release
sorry.
Saturday.
Well, those that watched the live, we did have Uncle Stevie Ray on last week for the JTP Lounge, and we just talked about. And I low-key wish this one would have been on with us too, because he loved conspiracy theories too.
I was sitting there watching.
So
I was
we
like,
all-
this nigga speaking my fucking language.
So we always watching it and talking about conspiracy theories and shit. So it was so funny that was the topic.
So what do you think about Eddie Kingston talking shit? So we talking about conspiracy theories.
So let's talk about that a little bit. I think
My nigga Eddie Kingston.
he loves him some Eddie Kingston.
My nigga.
But Eddie be disappointing me because it'd be certain points I'd be like, yo, you need to come out with the Timbs. And if you're not coming out with the Timbs, I can't take you all the way serious. But
He shouldn't have said nothing about WWE.
yeah,
Talk your shit, but you don't have no reason to talk about
kinda
WWE. What are you
tired.
talking about WWE for?
I'm kind of tired of. I feel like everyone on AEW, and I mean that's just the way the business is. You compare both. You
Right.
look at both in the same lens, kind of sometimes. But I'm really tired of them over there talking about WWE when you got $1 billion nigga not sweating. This nigga is at a Donnell Rollins comedy show. You think he worried about you?
So
No.
I didn't have a. So this is my thing.
Like, if you're gonna do a shoot, do a fucking shoot. But does it have to always be
No, the shoot wasn't.
around WWE though?
But the shoot wasn't bad to me until he talked about the talent having no heart. Cause you don't know me
To
like,
say that.
to say that,
Right. You haven't been in the
and
company.
then you're telling me that I don't love the business
Listen, I wish he would have told that in Tripp's face.
because
I wish.
because that's what
and I would have
that's
loved to see how that went down.
because that's my issue with it. It's when you insult the wrestlers who are there. The company's a whole different conversation.
Right. You could talk about
But
the
I
company.
think he low key because he got beef with Cesaro.
Then but then who says Cesaro doesn't like the
Say
business?
his name. Say his name.
So I would have rather that. But when I
ain't
found out
tagging
he
you,
had
ain't
beef
about
with Cesaro, I was like, oh shit. I was like, damn, because he really don't care for him at all.
Right.
Like
He had told the story a few weeks ago.
a
about
high
that.
dislike for that one,
Yeah.
but I just think it's trash that
This
every
is-
2 seconds it's always.
You want to hear
something.
it? What
yeah,
he said?
yeah.
So let's get this question out the way. Let's all calm down. You think I'm going to bury the locker room? Oh no. He's okay. Nah, I didn't get the exact. This is what he say. Oh man. Oh no, he just answered it. He just answered what he said about the thing.
Mm-hmm.
He said, let's get the question out the way. You think I'm going to bury the locker room that I work for? No. Plus, I love our locker room. I love AEW. What do you want from me? They're paying me. They're putting me on national TV after it'll be 20 years in October. Of course, I'm going to rah for AEW. Relax. I expect people from other from the other joint if they're allowed to mention our names. Kingston explained they'll probably do the same thing because you know what I mean. They want their hometown to win. That's just like the NFL or Major League Baseball, man. You want to go with your home your home team. AEW's my team. That's my squad. Man, competition is good. Watch pro wrestling. I don't care. I grew up during the 90s where you had guys in ECW calling out everyone. You had WCW doing everything they would to beat WWF. But the problem is it's mentioning the whole company.
Right.
You literally said nobody in that locker room got hurt.
Mm-hmm. That was his reaction to the blow up.
Yeah.
That was his reaction.
That's his reaction to the blow up. If you guys are listening, but it's like, bro, like, it's a slap in the face to the talent.
It is.
And right.
You can't, and just because it didn't work out for you and it worked for the next person doesn't mean that it has to always be something to be shitted on or something to be looked at in a negative light. I mean, because Daddy Vince out here put his dick on the table and was like, haha, y'all think y'all gonna come to New York City before me? So if anyone hasn't heard already, WWE will be at the famous Madison Square Garden on September the 10th for Friday Night SmackDown at the Garden. It is literally a week before AEW. Absolutely.
Wow, that's nice.
It's going to be wild. AEW will be in Newark the Wednesday after, and then the Wednesday after that, they'll be in Queens. So, Vince, gotcha. I'm going to get these dollars.
We knew he was going to do that.
And yeah, I mean, it had been rumored around here and there that was going to happen. But I'm excited for it to happen. Tickets going to sell for those that are listening and watching next Friday. So next Friday, was that July 8th, 9th? July 9th. And then the week after that is when AEW tickets for Queens on September the 22nd will go on sale. So just be on the lookout for that. All at once. Jeez, we actually come back that Friday. So literally, and that happened. Actually, I was telling him that 2 years ago for my 30th, when I went on the cruise and I came back from Miami, the day I flew back was a SmackDown. It was the one Taker was at the Garden. So I literally got off the plane, came, dropped my stuff off, went to the Garden, because we went. The day I flew back. That was the one we went to.
Which one?
When
Oh yeah, I finally got to see Taker's entrance.
Correct. That was the one we went to. So that was the last time we were at the Garden.
No, the last time at the Garden
was that holiday show.
Andrade won the title.
Yeah, when that was Taker's last.
Yeah.
Show at the Garden.
Yeah, that was like a random thing. Homegirl got me the tickets for my birthday.
Oh yeah. Me and Jess was at Hooters.
Yeah, and then
I got FOMO and I bought the tickets an hour before the show.
Yeah, so it was actually a really good show.
I'm actually totally not for house shows. Like I don't know. That could be the bougie in me, but I'm totally like, So the only real reason I went was because it was supposed to be Taker's last show at the Garden. So
but house shows are actually better than the live shows.
Oh, I don't know.
Nah, the wrestling be so much better because they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But I want the theatrics. Like I want the whole like.
I understand.
Like
but they don't give a fuck.
Like growing up, I went to like house shows. Like I remember I went to one show with definitely Austin Rock. Like that was my very first one, and I remember having the 316, the red one. I had that shirt, so I remember that vaguely. But house shows like back in the day were like you had to do like shit. You had to go.
So what do you think about JR saying WWE Dynamite?
That is, they gotta fire that man. They got to put him on dark or something.
Nah, you can't fire JR. You can't fire JR.
But he can't be doing that.
I don't care. He's JR. I'm gonna fuck. You gotta understand. Hold on.
Because you got one nigga standing in the middle of the ring talking wild shit about WWE, talking about this my home team, this, that, and the third. And then this nigga says WWE Dynamite.
He says it like every
month, at least once a month. No, at least once a month he fucks up like that.
No, every 3 months he says it. Because last time he said,
okay, I give it to you.
He called Kenny Omega WWE champion.
That's a fact.
But listen. He was with WWE for how many years?
Right, it was like 30-something years.
30 years with WWE. He gonna fuck up a couple times. Also, his brain's probably going.
This one said this morning, he was like, it's muscle memory. And I was just like, I don't give a fuck.
Yes, it is.
It is.
But the thing is that kind of fucks up. I think he's trolling low-key. Because he definitely said WWE Dynamite. So I think he's trolling, son.
I always think everything's a work. So I don't take anything serious
Come on
anymore.
home, JR. Come on home.
Right.
Come on
How
home.
crazy would that be?
That's all you got. Just come on home. Ain't nothing for you over there.
Because in my mind, with everything is a work thing. It's like all y'all niggas was working together, low key.
I don't think he fully respects AEW.
No, that's a job for him.
I
think
he loves it because he loves wrestling.
I mean, for him to say, who did he say was greater than Kenny?
Randy.
Yeah. So for him to say Randall, I was just like, oh, this nigga he gives.
But he's old. Old people don't give a fuck.
He just don't give a fuck.
And then also, I know he likes certain things about AEW, like the unscripted promos, how it's a community base that's going to change in 10 years, actually.
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody says. Everybody knows when a new company comes up, everybody's mad nice.
Right.
10 years from now, when corporate starts getting really corporate and they want to make a profit, everything's changing. But he's like, he knows. It's like your grandmother. Your grandma's going to call your girlfriend ugly to her face.
I hope not.
Old people, that's how old people are. Old people do not care.
She won't say it to your face. She'll probably say it behind your back.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that old people just do not care.
Like
I'm about to die, so what the hell? And JR lost his wife.
Yeah.
Because he be making wild statements online. Like, there was some chicks that came out in bikinis. He's like, oh, wow.
Listen, he got to get that young thing. Why not?
I hope he's like dating Rebel.
What?
The chick from
I know who she is, but that's random as fuck.
Yeah, he be like shooting a shot with her.
How you know?
Cause he be tweeting. He don't
know
know how
the bluebird.
Yeah, he don't really know how to like use it to make it like
right.
So he does it. So he makes it hot. Like give me an example. I need to hear.
Like he'll quote retweet and put like hard eyes type of thing. Like he wants,
he might as well put an eggplant emoji at that point.
Like he I just want him to be happy. I don't want JR to get fired because I think he got nothing left now. You remember his wife passed away, bro.
Yeah, his kids are older. So
his kids are older. It's the only thing that he got. So Tony gave him that bag.
But I mean, how long did Tony Schiavone work for WCW, and has he ever said WCW Dynamite?
Also, Tony Schiavone still has his wife. Solid 15 years younger than JR.
Mm-hmm.
He takes fish oil pills. I know he eats well. Takes care of himself.
First of all, you already know from the earrings on the ear. I was like, this.
Yes, he's at a good place.
Right.
JR's not at a good place.
No.
His wife died, bro.
Come on
we
home.
can't fire him, bro.
Come on home.
And I think Vince wants him to come home.
All I hear is you.
Vince wants him to come home, but he ain't giving the bag up. Vince ain't giving you the bag.
No.
You got the barbecue sauce. You don't need the bag. Come on.
No.
Come on home. Barbecue sauce making you bread.
I just think being lead commentator.
But go on Raw.
Somebody said JR misusing Blue Chew. Damn, son.
Oh shit.
Oh, he gotta fuck. Yo, I know
Does he have to fuck?
Yes.
What you mean?
JR still got needs.
How old is he?
What does that mean?
It doesn't mean nothing.
I just asked a question.
Go get a gas station pill. You crazy?
Do you not understand that us men?
So you would get a gas station pill?
At 85 years old, whatever age he is, yes, I'm popping Blue Chews like candy.
Absolutely.
Bro.
Pull up right up at the BP. You crazy?
Yo, you have to understand. You have to understand. Man can still conceive a baby. No, can help make a baby.
Right.
At like 85.
Right.
So he still gets horny. JR needs to get pussy. And I want JR to get pussy.
Oh, he just look. Oh, I guess because of the stroke and everything, he just looks older.
How old is he?
He's only 69. That's wild.
He had a stroke.
That's what I said.
He had a stroke.
I mean, so did Brett, and Brett looks old as fuck. But he got a young wife.
Yes.
So.
And you know what? JR doesn't have a wife. I want JR to bag Rebel. No.
What?
I need JR. If this year.
Nigga said,
go shoot your shot, JR.
Nigga said, I'm doing blind date.
I want JR and Rebel to go on a date.
AEW edition.
Because I want him to be happy. That's why I think he's messing up.
But who's to say he's not happy?
Come on, son. Your love of your life passed away? The love of your life that you've been with how many years passes away?
He's not happy because he said WWE Dynamite.
That's a fact.
So he's messing up.
That's a fact.
But I think
that nigga sent an SOS message.
JR needs pussy.
He sent an SOS message.
JR needs consistent young pussy.
He's consistent. He's consistent pussy. He don't gotta be young. Young will be better.
No. He don't.
So
no.
young pussy's better.
No.
It is.
Yes.
Fuck is you talking about?
It's gonna wake him up.
How much younger?
Watch him start looking better. Watch him start looking.
No, having
the sweet nectar. That sweet nectar of that pussy juice on him.
That's a fact.
I see he'll put on his face.
And he gonna get young.
Facts.
He gonna get young.
Skin start looking
he
better.
Feel good.
I will say having an active sex life probably does accumulate to having a better.
That man gonna get up in the morning and
Life
say,
on the
hallelujah.
Bro, we need to get JR a young wifey boo.
Is getting a slogan together. we
need to get JR
a young.
I bet you.
Let's all go on change.
Hashtag date for JR.
Let's go on change.
I don't want him to get a date.
Petition.
I want him to have a wifey. I want him to come home to young pussy cooking pancakes. I know he like pancakes. And then at night, he use the barbecue sauce to eat the pussy. Yo.
Now you talking.
Yo, I just want JR to get new pussy, B. I want him to have a wifey so he come home to. Because he got a big-ass bed. He took a picture of his new bed. Imagine something real nice, real luscious and juicy. Young, like he said. Coming home.
In shape.
In
shape.
Ooh.
In shape.
Talk to him.
Ready to go at all times?
At all times. We want
questions?
JR to get new pussy. Young pussy.
It's not the platform for that.
You sure? Because we could go.
No. On the Jobbertears podcast?
Yeah. We sure can.
I want JR to have a nice young wife.
Facts.
Like 30. Like a nice, half his age. It has to be half his age. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to get JR a nice young wife, like 30 years old, maybe even 26.
What are they going to talk about?
I don't know if he can handle that.
He doesn't need to handle that.
She need to handle that.
Exactly.
She need to handle that.
He has a bucket of Blue Chew by the bed. And then
who said the Blue Chew coming?
Bass. You know Bass is wild.
Oh God, yeah.
But like I said before, we need to get JR some young wifey.
We need to. Tony Khan got bitches on deck.
No, we're not going with Tony Khan. He needs to get. You know what? Fuck that. JR needs to get Rebel. What? He needs to date Rebel. He needs to wife up Rebel, and he will stop saying WWE Dynamite.
He won't.
Yes, he will.
He won't.
Rebel will get him right.
He won't.
A box of Blue Chew.
I'm just mad that
JR need to come home.
JR don't need to come home. He needs to get with Rebel. He needs to come home to Rebel.
But why is that your choice? Like,
because Rebel, he's been shooting his shot at Rebel.
Yo, you need to pull this up.
He's been shooting his shot at Rebel. He been taking pictures of Rebel and stuff. Yo, JR.
So wait, do you think does JR need like a woman of color to put some spice in his life? Like
it doesn't matter. He just needs something young, vibrant, and loyal.
He live out in Florida now? He live out in Jacksonville now?
Yes. And you know what?
There you go.
You know what? He needs a good wingman. So you know what he needs to do?
Are you gonna be his wingman?
No. Him and Sammy need to go out.
Why? Guevara?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston gonna get him robbed.
Get him a hood chick.
You're gonna get him a hood chick and that might rock.
And she probably gonna smack the fuck out of JR, so that's probably not a good idea.
He might like that.
He might like it. He might like it. He like it. He look like
yeah, that's a fact.
Which ones would you prefer though? Would you prefer like a hood chick or would
I only date hood chicks for how many times you know me? I date a lot of hood chicks. Half of them are hood. I do not know why, and I attract them too.
I don't think the last one was.
Well, the last one wasn't.
The one before, yes.
And that's I love her. I love her to death. I love me some hood boogers. Classy hood boogers.
And then like the love, I feel like for you, she's not at all.
The love is a fake hood booger. That's what I like. I don't know why.
Okay. Well, I mean because it's not you.
Back to what I'm saying. We need to get JR.
I think you should be his wingman.
Sammy needs to be his wingman.
Why?
Because Sammy gonna get the young bitches.
Yes.
On deck.
Who else is young? Oh, what about Hangman Page? Oh, no, he's married.
Yeah, but he's also like, married. Hangman would be great if he was single. Yeah. But Hangman, like, he faithful.
Okay, so side note, I'm actually really upset. And I think they had mentioned it. I think JR actually had mentioned it on AEW. Because him and Will Hobbs, shout out to Will Hobbs, opened Dynamite on Saturday. Great match. I told Will, I said, I think that match was better than your match with Christian. Because I think both of them really took it to the limit. I thought it was a really good match.
Oh, it was.
But so that's actually what I noticed, his ring finger. I said, oh shit, Hangman Barry. But JR in commentary was like, he mentioned cowboy shit, and I was just like, yo, y'all definitely have not used cowboy shit in a minute, and y'all gotta go back to that, cause that's money.
Yeah, it is money. Mm-hmm. But then that whole like hanging thing, it's a little.
But I mean, from the beginning, that's just what it is.
It's a little much, especially with the black audience.
But are they really catering to the black audience?
They trying to.
How?
They trying to. They got Max spitting those bars.
You know what's so funny? I think they're a weird tag team, the Acclaim.
They don't go together, but it works.
At all. But when he came out for Double or Nothing and was talking wild shit to all of them in that ring, I was intrigued. I was like, all right, you know what? He's that annoying little brother that you're like, fuck. Like, I got to take care of you.
So we're going to get JR Rebel?
Why don't we put it in the Twitter atmosphere? Why don't y'all work on that?
I just want JR to be happy.
But the thing is, my thing is, though, what if he is, though? And he's still fucking up.
Come on, he's not happy.
What if he out here slinging mad dick and we don't know?
It's empty love. I need him to find a wifey, young.
What if she's not it?
She's it.
I don't even know.
That's what he's throwing it at.
Don't encourage the man.
Rebel and JR?
This nigga gonna start so many rumors right now. That's
Rebel
hilarious.
and JR, bro. Like, Rebel just needs to be with JR.
Okay, I guess. Well,
I just want him to, I just think he's fucking up because he's not happy right now.
But the fuck up, I just feel like, because someone else had mentioned, it was like, oh, someone had saw it like on the group page, like, oh, like, how many times has Michael Cole done fucked up? And I was just like, but has Michael Cole ever said, well, like, this is Friday Night Impact? No, he has not. So, but I mean, people do fuck up, and it happens. Like, trust me. Like, listen, I've done commentary a few times. Shit, you be on, you don't know what you be wanting to say. You just say anything.
Facts.
And then not realizing where the fuck you at. But it's just like, I just feel like he has a responsibility to, like, just, even if he's trolling, I wouldn't even go that far. Because it's just like, it's not worth it. Like, if this is the company you rocking with, this is the company you working for, like, represent. Like, this one earlier has said, yo, how many times did you say welcome to Carmine's before you stop? And I was just like, the first month I worked at Cats, definitely did it like twice.
Look at them. Great, beautiful couple here.
What?
Rebel and JR, right here. Shit.
What the fuck are you doing?
Shit.
I just want him to be happy.
But what if he is, though?
What if he is piping? What if he's piping her?
What
if he's piping already?
This right here, Rebel and JR.
What if he's
Where
piping
were
already?
they?
That's because he about to bag it.
Already.
And if he is, I think he wants to put it out in the public too. But she's telling him no.
Nah,
I wouldn't. Because then she probably gonna look like a gold digger. She probably gonna look like she slept with him to get in the company.
No,
like
she didn't. She really loves him. She really loves him. Rebel and JR, guys.
Moral of the story: do not label this episode Rebel and JR.
Probably will.
Do not. Because I see it happening, and I'm just like, no, don't do it.
He's got to be piping already.
I just want him to be happy, bro. I just want him to be happy.
Yo, he's throwing heart eye emojis out.
Yes.
You making shit up.
That's what the nigga just said.
You got to pull it up. I need receipts. Because that shit
I'm
is
just
wild.
saying, the nigga. Listen.
Let me find it. I saw it online.
JR laying it down.
I don't think so.
No.
But all right, no, because like,
right,
what's he doing? Like, I can't even see half of these niggas like smashing. Like Bret Hart and his wife. I'm just like, yo, how did he bag that?
Because he's charismatic.
And he's saying, well, yeah.
Papa Bluetooth, he's ready.
Have you ever had one?
Yes, it's extremely like not safe.
Why did you do it?
Oh, right here.
Okay, I'm gonna still ask. Okay, wait, let me see.
He put Boomer.
Whoa, that's sus. Wait, is she from Oklahoma?
I don't know. Who cares? I just
look at this. Forgot my swimsuit, so I went with the Underoos Rebels happy hour at 5 Eastern today on Ad Free Shows.
Let's go.
Boomer. And so JR retweeted and put Boomer.
Let's go, JR.
And put the cowboy emoji.
Because he gonna make
Yo,
her
where
right.
is she from though?
She bad, bro.
That's
bad.
all you, JR.
It's all it's JR.
It's laid out for you. It's laid out for you. Go for it. Or the worst she could do is say no.
But do you think he would go back to WWE?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh shit, she has the same birthday as me.
Oh shit.
You want your tone? Okay.
It's not the platform for that.
See, Ariel said
You
it.
tried.
Those Rebel and JR selfies definitely look like a relationship.
I'm
She has
telling
the same
you.
birthday. She's
Them
42.
niggas.
She looks good for her age. I didn't think she was that old.
See, she's a little older.
She's
fine.
actually not that much older than him.
younger than him.
Younger than
I mean,
him.
yeah.
She's seasoned, but she's young.
20 something years younger.
She
than
could have been 30.
Seasoned though.
Yeah, like
She know what she doing. She know how to treat a nigga.
she's from Oklahoma.
Nigga.
Come on,
What we talking about?
Rebel.
What are we
They're
talking
both from
about?
Oklahoma.
What?
She's from Oklahoma.
Come
She was
home.
born-
Come home, Rebel.
So, but that's probably why he said boomer.
We all know
You're
why.
dragging it.
No. He said boomer because he's trying
You're
to.
dragging it.
Yes, right.
No.
You want to pour that JR barbecue
That's
sauce
probably
all on
why.
it.
All on that. What flavor?
All of them.
Oh.
You don't think that's gonna?
What flavor?
So yeah. Oh, fun fact. She used to be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader.
Come on. Son.
After
she's
a
flexible.
year as watch yourself. After a year at the University of Tulsa. She's best friends with Christy Hemme. That's probably how she got into the business like that. She used to play lingerie football on the New York team.
She's athletic.
Bro.
She's athletic.
And she was on Impact, so she knows about the wrestling business.
Yeah.
Come on. This is JR's future wifey, son.
He planted the seeds. Now all you gotta do is go.
I am over.
I just need him to be. I just want him to be happy. When he starts being happy, he'll stop saying WWE Dynamite.
No, he just stopped saying.
It's another one.
Okies know a thing or two about barbecue because they from Oklahoma.
Come on. Let me see that picture. Oh, can you send that to me?
Yeah,
That's the episode cover.
that is.
That's the episode cover.
That's really what we doing.
I love JR. So I just want him to be happy. I just want JR to be truly happy.
So before we get into this week in wrestling, something just popped up on my phone on Bleacher Report.
What happened?
A writer had explained. So question. So the headline is we need Big E versus Bobby Lashley. So in the article he explains why he feels that way. But let's talk about it real quick because as soon as the next pay-per-view is Money in the Bank, and I'm gonna ask you who you think should win because we spoke about that last week. So we have Money in the Bank, and then we're fast tracking to SummerSlam, which will be in Vegas. And then after that, I think there'll probably be one or two pay-per-views in between that, and then they'll be at Survivor Series, which doesn't really count like for each pay-per-view because they go against each other, brand versus brand. So that's that. But then the next one is Rumble, and that'll be really the Kickstarter to going into WrestleMania season. But before then, in between SummerSlam and Survivor Series is when the draft happens, where people start switching brands and things like that happen. And the rumor that had popped up, I think last week, was that they're thinking about putting Big E on Raw, but not uniting him with New Day.
Yeah.
Like still him being by himself, which actually is a testament to you saying Vince fucks with him. Because I think if Vince didn't fuck with him, I think he would have put him back with New Day a long time ago. Mm-hmm. And it wouldn't have made him IC champ. So I think those seeds are being planted slowly but surely. Mm-hmm. So the question, would it be a more impactful thing to do, Big E versus Lashley, or not? Like, what are your feelings on it?
You said that was for SummerSlam?
No, not just in general.
Just in general?
Yeah.
I'd like to see it.
I think
It'll go with the narrative of the story. He done fought fucking Xavier. He's probably gonna fight fucking Kofi. So Big E would be the last one to come. Like, hey, fuck with my brothers with this big meaty. You know how Big E goes.
So yeah, so someone had posted who drops their respective brands' top title first, Bobby Lashley or Roman. And then the writer on Bleacher said Big E should move to Raw during the draft to beat Bobby Lashley after Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods are done. So it gives Bobby still looking strong if he goes through two members of New Day. Mm-hmm. And then it's like that next level of unlocking, but then you lose. Like, do you see that being a thing? Could Big E possibly take the title from Bobby Lashley?
I think I didn't like his IC run.
Yeah,
he didn't have enough. I don't think he had anybody.
There wasn't no opponents.
There was no opponents for him.
Yeah,
so
no opponents.
Is the potential there? Yes. We also got to understand, when you win a WWE title, you carrying the company.
Absolutely.
Right.
You are the face of the company.
You are the face of the company. I think Biggie would be a great face for the company. And it also, you can get like a 3, because they only do 3 months now, a 3-month feud. Bobby and Biggie is money.
Yeah.
It's legit money, and it's adding something different. Because I think if Biggie moves over to Raw, they have to put somebody else on Raw too. Another big star or potential big star. Because I think what they'll probably do is move the New Day to SmackDown and then move Biggie to Raw. So they purposely won't be next to each other.
I would do that.
No, it makes sense.
I think they would do that, and then you would go back. Now you have the Usos' old rivals, the New Day, there on SmackDown.
Which gives them,
And then they could also make SmackDown the epitome of tag team wrestling.
Right.
Because Montez and Homeboy's over there.
Yeah.
So, but what if they did, and this is just all fantasy talk, what if they did, because I really, and I know people may not go for it, I really think if they were going to restart or restart the button on the Hurt Business, I would totally go for Woods turning on Kofi. And therefore, Woods staying on Raw with Bobby and the Hurt Business. And I would move then Kofi to SmackDown so that now they're all like
doing
their own thing. But they still have that, well, at least for the time being, Biggie and Kofi can still represent New Day in a way.
Yeah.
Because then, I mean, that's storytelling 101. You had them break up. Not really, but break up.
Yeah.
But then you have Woods being the bad guy and being with Bobby and being with MVP in the Hurt Business, and then maybe having a little bit of a singles run himself there, and then eventually New Day coming back together down the line. Like, I would do that. But if I had to pick either Kofi or Woods to turn, I would totally pick Woods.
It would make more sense for Woods to turn.
But then when we were watching the highlights for Raw, when Kofi, because I listen for words. Kofi kept saying, what, hurt? He kept saying hurt.
Now you hurt.
And I was just like,
now you hurt.
This don't sound right. This is weird.
Now you hurt. Yeah, nah. Kofi did his thing.
So, all right. So let's jump into this week in wrestling, and then we'll say our farewells. What are some things? Well, this week you had, I feel like wrestling was on like almost every day.
Because it was.
that shit was wild. So AEW, because of the playoffs, was on Saturday. So they had Saturday Night Dynamite, which, because, I listen to Jim Cornette. They said out of the off Wednesdays, that was probably the highest viewed because it was prime time and it was Saturday night.
I think they should keep it there.
I like Friday at 10. As much as people may not, I liked it because it kept me like, all right, cool, I'm in the groove.
You already
and
watched
that's why
it, so
I wasn't mad. Like, so that was the kind of like downfall when NXT and AEW were on Wednesdays, but they were on Wednesday at the same time. So it was like, fuck, I got to pick one or the other. But back to back, I can fuck with it.
You know what was good when back in the day before they went to 8 o'clock? When Raw was at 9?
9, yeah.
9 to 11.
So you caught the first hour of Nitro, which was typically the cruiserweight hour. So you caught all the good wrestling shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the second
switched
hour, right before you switch over, Rick would probably do a promo with Mean Gene. And then you swapped over, and then you flip back and forth.
But then, like 10 o'clock, when it was 11 o'clock.
No,
10 o'clock,
10. When Nitro would be off.
Raw is War.
And then, which was smart in a sense because then now all the R-rated, like un-PG shit was going on from 10 to 11.
Facts.
So it made sense. But that's what I'm saying. That back-to-back thing kind of works in a sense. So, but they were saying, I think over 600,000 people viewed the Saturday night AEW this past weekend. So that was Saturday. Then we had Monday. We had we had NXT Tuesday, and then Wednesday was Dynamite at its regular time, and then we haven't had SmackDown yet.
Swerve won the title, North American title. I think I'm very
I'm happy. I'm surprised though,
because Bronson's going up.
Really?
That's the rumor that's happening is that he's gonna be going up to the.
I hope he goes to SmackDown.
To the flagship roster.
Oh, he's gonna go to Raw.
Well, flagship roster means SmackDown or Raw.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay. That makes sense then. But I was just glad because I think it adds that level of, I think, the hit row for them. And then now the other two can go for the tag titles.
Does
eventually.
the girl wrestle?
I think she does, yeah. But from what I know, she's definitely more on the singer, rapper. Like
I know she does that.
She does music. a lot more, I think, than wrestling. But I mean, I think she could take a bump or two. I don't see her.
I mean, I know she can fight. She can do some basic stuff. I mean, the women's division in NXT is like will outclass the shit out of her.
Elite.
If she can't really
You
wrestle.
know what I mean? Now they got new number one contenders. They got that Io Shirai and what's that girl name? What's the white girl name? I forgot.
Io Shirai and Zoe Starks.
Zoe, yeah.
She's not white. She's mixed, supposedly.
Like a light skinned girl and Io Shirai. But they're the new number one tag team contenders.
Mercedes Martinez got knocked out.
Which was weird.
Xia Li kicked
fuck
her.
out of her.
Yo.
And
she was
knocked
wild.
her out. So she's supposedly she's fine, but ooh, that kick was.
Oh, that wasn't meant to go down that way?
No.
Oh. But I feel like she's done that before. Where she's kicked someone.
I think so.
And knocked them out.
Did she do it to Aaliyah or somebody? It was something before.
Those kicks.
It was right after the Mae
you
Young
gotta
Classic.
be real good to pull off those kicks
Facts.
and not hurt somebody. Because the dudes be fucking that up too. So it's not just her. It's like
No.
you're literally kicking somebody.
Yeah, she TKO'd her.
Because you have to kick and then you have to make it look real and then slow it down to a point that you don't hit the person.
And then, so then you had that. NXT was really, like, from the highlights we saw, it was really, really good.
Yeah.
But on Raw, this one, the past 2 weeks has been marking the fuck out for Ricochet.
My
And
nigga
it's
Ricochet.
been the funniest thing
My nigga
that
Ricochet.
I cannot explain.
My nigga Ricochet been doing this
Yeah.
fucking thing. Are you kidding me right now?
Literally the
My
past
nigga
2
Ricochet-
weeks.
Why are you loving it?
Go ahead.
Nah, yo, when he fought AJ last week, when I tell you, I was zooted as fuck. But yo, when I tell you, I was in love with them. I'm like, yo, look at, because I'm like, there's no way AJ's not gonna fuck him up. But the nigga was really going in. They went in for like 20 minutes, and by the end of the match, fucking Ricochet won. And I'm in fucking tears because I'm laughing so hard because I'm like, yo, there's no way this was supposed to happen. But then I sat and I thought about it. And I was like, this is a really good fucking match. And then last week, he fucking jumped off like and clapped AJ out like it was wild. It was like he's been doing his thing. Like
It's
he's
weird.
got to show off. Like
And
I'm
you
not
know
saying he's like the greatest guy ever now, but like he's got something to prove. He's got a chip on his shoulder.
So
I
the
like
funny
that.
part is I always associate when wrestlers change their gear that they're turning up to a different level.
Mhm.
So as you know, like Ricochet used to always wear like shorts and stuff like that and trunks. My nigga was coming out with pants, like straight up street like pants.
Yeah, no, he's. I think if he got better on the mic, he'll be. That
Yeah,
He'll be that guy.
I think that's what he's missing.
But you can never deny his in-ring ability. Man.
No,
his
not at
in-ring
all.
ability is just another level.
It's just how they booked him for so long. It makes you not like him. You know what I'm saying? Like it turns you away from him. But just in these past like 2, I was just like, yo, okay, Ricochet, I see you. Like,
Yo, I kid you
was
not.
super
The past
impressed.
2 weeks,
super fucking impressed.
this one has been Ricochet. I was
yeah,
like,
super
what?
fucking impressed. I'm not gonna
I
hold
don't
you.
understand, but okay. And then Kofi's, big ass promo with MVP, which wasn't really a face off, so I don't even know why they promoted it that way. That I was like, y'all gotta go with that.
That I needed that from Kofi because Kofi a lot of times sounds like he's reading off of a card. So it's just like to me like that was dope. Like I was like, okay, Kofi, like that's why when I say like he's like the Black Jeff Hardy, that's what I mean. It's like, yo, he sounds like everything he does is almost like in front of him and he's reading it. Like he sounds like the kid who used to get bullied all the time and now he's like, oh, look at me, like I've done this, I've done that, and I'm just like, all right, Kofi, we get it, yo, you've done it. We're so happy for you, but like it's got to sound a little more believable. It's got to be a little more believable. So this past week with him has been.
And then the return of Edge
Oh, that was awesome.
on this day.
But then he couldn't see who where Roman was.
Don't get me fucking started with that. Yo, I hate little shit like that. Like I can't
But they're setting up
stand shit like
Seth
that.
with Edge.
Seth with Edge,
Right.
right?
Because on Smack Talk they
on
were
Smack-
talking.
like,
Yeah,
I always
Seth was like, this is my
I
opportunity. And
fucking tell you guys all the time. Talking Smack and Raw Talk are the hidden gems
absolutely
of the product.
Absolutely.
And on Talking Smack, they had, and now that they have Pat McAfee on Talking Smack instead of Haven, I was like, oh, this is even better. And then they had Sethy on there, and they were getting like a live like change, and I was just like, this is dope. Like I
Right.
love shit like that. and Seth lost. He was like, it's
He's
supposed
like,
to be
no,
me.
this is my they
my
promised
time.
it to me.
So I do like the build up between him.
You
and
know what's
Edge.
crazy? They do a lot of stuff that AEW does, but they do it in their own like little way. Because behind BTE is supposed to be like what Smack Talk is.
Oh, I don't really watch that.
So, because they're supposed to like have little skits and backstage stuff to set up like other stuff that you see on AEW Dynamite.
Right.
But the problem is that they never like reiterate it or like rerun it on the actual show. And that's one of my problems that they have because they do the same thing where they connect little storylines back to BTE. Mm-hmm. But it's like, yo, bro, you put it on your Dynamite. Not everybody watches BTE.
No, yeah. And then also, too, like, they don't tell you to. I think that's actually the bigger difference. Is on AEW, they don't tell you to tune into these little things and these little shows. Like, you got to kind of already be, like, you have to already be a fan of Being the Elite to watch it. So someone like me that I've never watched it, I don't know when it comes on, where it's at, or any of that. Right. They don't tell you on Dynamite or even on Dark. They don't tell you on any of their programming of that. Whereas WWE, they'll say following SmackDown, you can catch Talking Smack on Peacock, or Raw Talk you catch directly after Raw. So like they tell you and they tell you where to go and watch it. And now you're like, okay, this is the after show. So now I feel obligated to, all right, let me see what's going on after the show. But that's where AEW drops the ball on that because they don't announce it. They don't use their resources to do what they're supposed to do.
Well, by the way, shout out to PB Smooth for being on AEW Dark.
I'm so proud. Even though I cussed him out, but I was so proud of him because I was just like, you could have told me, nigga. Like, it was one of those, like, y'all could have told me. Yeah. But no, shout outs to him. And really anybody that's, because we've had a lot of people we've known on the indies being, on Dark and stuff like that. So it's just really good to see people that look like us, get those little opportunities here and there. Speaking about that, shout outs to Taylor once again for Black Girl Magic this past weekend, where you had the amazing and phenomenal Jazz, along with all the other ladies that were on the card, and I did commentary. But once again, definitely
who'd you walk away being a fan of?
Jocelyn Navarro. Shout outs to her from Ohio.
Yeah, Jocelyn.
Because let me tell you, that running knee, that fucking shit, she's a firecracker, and I like it. So I definitely, I told her in her face, I said, listen, I love what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Like, we got to get her on the show because I totally love
she did her thing.
What she brought to the table. And then once again, shout out to Billy Dixon, who I was super excited that we had the pleasure interviewing on Tuesday on JTP Lounge. But those that are in the tri-state area, next Saturday at Richfield Park, Paris is bumping. It's all about that show. So make sure to go out and support that show. And Billy Dixon's episode will be up, if it hasn't already been up, very soon.
You know who surprised me?
Who?
Brooke.
Oh, yeah, from the Midwest. Miss Brooke Valentine.
Her wrestling ability was not in a bad, not like she probably in a bad, but I was like, yo, you're good.
Yeah.
Like, you can actually, like, wrestle. And she did, like a Hogan leg drop. I didn't see that shit coming. That shit was beautiful. Like, it was.
They say leg drops are one of the hardest things to really do.
Yeah, and then even Jazz was like, yo, damn, that leg drop was crazy. In the match, she said it. It was. Jocelyn was one of the people I was like, yo.
Like, I was sitting there doing commentary, and I just couldn't. I had to hold myself. I was like, oh, my God. I'm going to put her
Jocelyn did her thing. What's the last name again?
Navarro.
Jocelyn Navarro did her thing. I really enjoyed Brooke Valentine. Her wrestling ability, I was like, yo, you got it. Those two were like my standouts for that night.
Yeah, absolutely. So once again, shout outs to Taylor for putting that on. We're super proud of you. Definitely was something. It definitely was one of those things you had to be there for. And, I'm always about being a part of history and things like that. But speaking about history, before we do end the show, Jobber Slam. July 31st, Brooklyn, New York. Can't can't wait to. It's one of those things I'm like, can't wait till it's over. And then when it's over, it's like, wait, can we run it back? I already can see myself thinking that, like, oh wait, can we do this again tomorrow? What we've already announced. Once again, the main event will be for the Battle Club Pro Icons title. Miss Tasha Steelz versus Big Swole in the building. So we got a little bit of AEW love, a little bit of Impact love in the building. And then we also announced your six-man tag team champions of ROH. Shane Taylor Promotions going against our brothers Prolific. So make sure that. And then what other? Are we announcing anything else, or am I keeping?
Oh, we're sponsoring Paris is Bumping.
Oh yes, we'll be there next Saturday in Jersey. So make sure to come out, say hi. That's what ends up always happening. People will. The guy that went viral.
MV Young.
No. With the poetry.
Yeah.
So I've known him for some time, like just during the wrestling community. But he saw me when we went to the ROH show last year before the world shut down.
Okay.
So he told me after the fact. Like, he told me recently, he was like, yeah, I saw you at the ROH show. And I was just like, why didn't you say hi? Like, people get so afraid. I'm just like, listen, if you see us, say hi. Like, we're not sharing, we're not that type of people. You can always say hi.
I mean,
this one maybe sometimes, depending on the day.
No, people don't like me. That's what it is. People don't want to talk to me.
That's sad. But before we go, next pay-per-view is Money in the Bank. That is not in 2 weeks. We'll be back at Legends for Money in the Bank. So that'll be the last chance. Anybody that wants to actually come out, ask about Jobbertears, make sure you can do that at Legends. That is not a problem. But I asked the boys last week who they think is going to win Money in the Bank. So I'm going to end the show asking you, our special guest, men and women, who do you see winning Money in the Bank?
Unfortunately, I feel like Drew's going to win Money in the Bank. And I don't want that.
Who would you want to win?
Biggie's in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riddle's in it, right?
Yeah.
Probably Riddle. I'd like to see
It'd be
Riddle.
the fuckery if
Riddle
Matt
win
Riddle wins it and then he gives it to Randall.
Yeah, I'd like to see Riddle win it. I'd like to see Biggie win it, but to be honest, anybody but Drew.
I would rather Biggie win the Rumble.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, anybody but Drew at this point.
Desert Storm and then what about the women?
Who's all in the women's?
I don't know. Who's on the women's side? I think Naomi, Asuka. Who else? Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross.
I can see Alexa Bliss winning it. I think that'll push her along a little bit.
Alexa Bliss?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right.
I can see that.
All right, so before we go, Mr. Bostic himself, please let everyone know where to find you and also EDC. Right. So
okay.
Go ahead.
So you guys can follow me everywhere at _Hill Classic, where I usually do my music and stuff like that. You can find all my music on all streaming platforms. EDC is with me and Live Johnson. It's a music production company, but we'll also get into other things such as writing and helping artists grow and things like that. So if you're into that, you can go follow us at, I forget what the EDC Instagram is. But also, if you're looking for beats or anything like that, you can go on edcbeats.com, where Live Johnson has put plenty of New York sounding beats, boom bap. He's got an R&B joint on there too, so check that out.
All right. And then Grammar Jerk.
All right. So you can follow my Grammar Jerk page at the Grammar Jerk, where I kind of go into like regular grammar and punctuation and spelling errors and misconceptions that people get wrong on a daily basis for whatever reason. I don't understand why. This should be so easy. But yeah, follow that. I put a post up every Wednesday. Sometimes I try to put one up on Sundays, but every Wednesday I have a post out, so you can check that out. It's about 8 lessons on there. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's it.
And that's it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us in place of Mr. Black.
No problem.
As he's celebrating his birthday. And once again, thank you to Darby Allen for that nice birthday message.
Facts.
Shout out to Darby.
Absolutely. It's just one of his faves, so you had to do it big for him.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure he knows he's loved. So once again, stay out on, once again, the Jobbertears podcast on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. As we get closer to JobberSlam, more matches will be released. More information will be released. So just once again, you have no problem. You can always ask one of us if you guys have questions about the show. And particularly if you're looking to sponsor, we have tons of sponsors that are pouring out love and support. So we definitely welcome any and everyone that wants to sponsor the show, because the show is the show isn't nothing without you guys. So make sure that if you are interested in being a sponsor, you can hit me up and let me know. Once again, we'll be in Jersey next Saturday for Paris is bumping, supporting Billy Dixon, and we are sponsoring Miss Jordan Blade. So we're excited about that. Mm-hmm. And then once again, after that, we'll be back at Legends for Money in the Bank. And then that will be the last pit stop before JobberSlam. So we're really excited about that. Last but not least, anyone that's going to the ROH show, Best of the World, I'll definitely be there. I don't know about this one yet, but
no, I'm coming.
Okay. Oh, she did get you the thing. Okay, good. So we'll be there. So if you're in the Baltimore area and you see us, make sure to say, hey, we'll be there. We'll be in the building, supporting and watching wrestling live and in color. I'm excited that wrestling is starting to crawl back to the way that it was. So it's exciting. But anyway, as always, I'm Janelle from HR here with Sir Wilkins and, of course, the phenomenal Michael Bostic. So hashtag Black Excellence, hashtag we are out.
I was over, got the hands in motion. If you go with rolling, no need to focus. Traveling states and over oceans. You gotta wait till your coast chosen. Trying to have lines outside the show like Harry Potter releases at Barnes & Noble.